திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும் பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரன். சரவணபவா சரவணபவா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். பொய்கண்டார் காணா புனிதமனு மத்துவித மெய்கண்டநாதனருள் மேவுநாள் என்னாலும். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். என் நாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரையந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் பெண்ணுரு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரனே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையமன்னா போற்றி, கண்டாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக கத்தார் அன்புடைய சரவணன் அவர்கள் குடும்பத்தினருடைய நல்லாதரவில் தொடர்ந்து நிகழ்ந்து வருகின்ற இந்த பிலாசபி ஆஃப் சைவ சித்தாந்தம் என்கின்ற ஆங்கில தொடரிலே நாம் இன்றைய தினம் இந்த பிலாசபி ஆஃப் சைவ சித்தாந்தத்தினுடைய ஒரு இரட்டாக சில செய்திகளை சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. We have been discussing in the past 2 or 3 months about the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam under various topics. The philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam crystallizes to the fact that there are basically 3 entities in the universe, or there are basically 3 entities. The number one is the Almighty, that is called Pati. Number 2, the soul, Pasu, and then the bondage in between them, that is Pasam. So Pati, Pasu, Pasam. Those are the 3 entities which don't have a beginning and naturally don't have an ending. Those things which don't have a beginning will not have an ending. Those things which are having a beginning, that will come to an end one day or other. That is the natural logical thing that we have been witnessing in this world. Which start will end one day or other. The body comes to us and we know a date for that, and definitely there will be a day the body will leave away this universe, this world. So things which have a beginning will definitely have an ending. But the things we are discussing, the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam have listed, they don't have a beginning and naturally they don't have an ending. Anadi, they are called Anadi. Adi means which has a beginning. Adi, which has a beginning, and Anadi, which doesn't have a beginning. That is a difference between the Adi and the Anadi. Okay, now the important thing that we have to deal with these 3 basic entities, that is Pati, Pasu, Pasam. Pati, Pasu, Pasam. we want to translate them. We want to translate those lists because Pati, Pasu, Pasam are not listed in the dictionary of English. However, we are finding equivalent words. Pati means the Almighty, God, whatever you want, you can say a word. Pasu means the soul. Soul doesn't have an ending or a beginning. So, we must understand, since it doesn't have an ending, since it doesn't have a beginning, souls are not created by anybody. Souls are always there. God has not created the souls. That is the basic thing we must understand. God will not create souls. Why should He create souls? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of creating a soul? And the souls are not enjoying, they are suffering. Why should they suffer? Why God should create souls to suffer? And then He must be responsible for the sufferings of the souls. Souls are created. Souls are with likes and dislikes. Souls are with goods and evils. Why should they have evils? The souls are created by the God. Then how the souls can have evils? So naturally it ends up that souls are not created by God. Souls are always there. And God is helping the souls to get out of the suffering. That should be the attitude, isn't it? A man suffering, another man comes to his help. That's all. But the man who is coming for help should be competent enough to overcome his own suffering, and then only he can come and help the other soul. So God is mightier. God is without any impurity, and He tries to help the soul to get out of the impurity and thus to get out of the suffering. All the sufferings are due to impurity in the wisdom. So this philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam says there is impurity in the wisdom of the soul, and that is the reason for the suffering of the soul. Soul, why should they suffer? If they have a clear wisdom, if they have a clear wisdom, wisdom without any impurity, it will not suffer. Of course, it will not suffer, but we cannot claim that it will enjoy, because the joy has to be given to it. The suffering has been, they have been given by the impurity. Likewise, joy has to be given by somebody else. You understand? So, souls are always receiving. They are at the end of receiving end. You understand? So, soul receive the sufferings because they are given by the impurity in their wisdom. If they want to get out of the impurity, God is helping the souls to get out of the impurity. Thus, it helps the souls to get out of the suffering. Okay, suffering goes. What happens then? That is very important. So many religions stop here. They don't go further because they don't have material for that. Saivam only explains the after effect. What if the soul removes the dirt, impurity from its wisdom? What will happen to it? It has to cling to somebody else. It cannot stand on its own legs. It has to be supported by something. All this time, it has been caught by the Anavam, the impurity in the wisdom, and so it was receiving because of the impurity, it was receiving the suffering. the sufferings have been removed. Okay. Think of a man who is suffering from the stomach ache. What the doctor will do? Doctor doctor gives him medicine, treatment, and he is being removed, or he is being liberated from the suffering. He is being liberated from the suffering. Okay. The patient has been cured. All this time, he has been suffering out of a stomachache. Now the disease has been cured by the doctor. He is out of the suffering. Now what? He has to be given food. Is it not? Food is the enjoyment. It should be given. It should be given by somebody. So, previously the stomachache was given by the illness. Now it has been removed. It is out of the suffering, but it has to be given now the enjoyment. That is being given by the God. So God should be there, not only to remove the suffering, but also to deliver the happiness, the bliss, the joy. So these two-pronged help by the God, the two-pronged help by the God to the soul should be thought of, and it is properly designed, properly thought of in the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam. Souls are suffering. Now they have to be liberated from the suffering. Once they are out of the suffering, they have to be given the joy. They have to enjoy. They have to be given the happiness. You understand? So now, what prevents from delivering the happiness to the soul by the God? God is always ready to give the happiness to the soul. He is always ready. He is always full of this bliss. He cannot say that I have supplied kindness to 10 people. Now I am out of stock. Wait for some time. I have to get kindness from somewhere else. Does God will say like that? No, He is full of joy. He is full of kindness. It never decreases. By making 10 people happy, you will never lose your happiness. You understand? You will not lose happiness. Happiness is a real joy. Real joy when shared doubles. You understand? That is why God is full of joy. God is mightier. God is with qualities you cannot compare with anybody else. Incomparable, unequal qualities the Almighty is possessing, and He is coming forward to help the souls to get out of the suffering, and at the same time to keep them in full enjoyment, full happiness. That is the motto of the Almighty. Okay, now we have understood the basic theory of the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam. What does the basic theory of Saiva Siddhantam give? The basic theory of Saiva Siddhantam says the Almighty, the soul, and the bondage in between them are the three basic entities which don't have a beginning and naturally don't have an ending. Anadi, Pati, Pasu, Pasam, Anadi. Pasu, the souls are suffering because their wisdom is full of the impurity called Anavam. Their wisdom, the soul's wisdom, contaminated. They have been deteriorated, contaminated, filled with Anavam, the impurity which doesn't allow the wisdom to work on its own. You understand? So that is the biggest drawback. Souls are suffering. Souls have wisdom, but The wisdom or the wisdom of the soul is contaminated by the Anavam, an impurity which masks the wisdom. Which masks the wisdom. The wisdom functions only if it's a basic desire and planning and execution. If these three are triggered, then only the wisdom functions. So the function of the wisdom is masked by the impurity Anavam. So the God's main project is to liberate the souls from the suffering by removing the dirt, by removing the impurity, by removing Anavam from the soul's wisdom. That is the project. So what does he do? He tries to artificially to make the wisdom of the soul function, artificially function, by providing infrastructure through Mayai and Karmam. Of course, Mayai and Karmam, again they are impurities, because any external agency is an impurity. Any external agency is an impurity. If a small amount of gold is in copper, in the ore of copper, if a small amount of gold is there, it is again an impurity. Gold is an impurity in copper. You don't think that copper is impurity in gold. It is the gold impurity. Gold is impurity in the copper. We want pure copper, means there should not be any contamination, isn't it? There should not be any adulteration. As a matter of fact, what happens is, externally Mayai and Karmam are provided by the God to make the soul function, because it is basically having wisdom. It is basically, I cannot make inert things to function, which don't have wisdom basically. I cannot make it function. I can make, see, God can make the soul's function big. It is inherently possessing wisdom. It is inherently possessing wisdom, but unfortunately, it has been contaminated by the Anavam and it was not functioning. So God is trying the possible things. Of course, it is not possible for us. It is possible for God, because considering His mighty, considering His efficiency, considering His other qualities, it is feasible, possible for Him, and He is trying the project. Okay, souls are externally, artificially triggered to function. That is why we are functioning. All the souls were inactive once upon a time. Now they are active because of Mayai and Karmam. They were made active. First of all, we must understand, we are active only because of this superstructure, infrastructure. We must understand who gave this infrastructure. The soul should think of it. The soul should understand, without the infrastructure, it will not be able to function. For example, if it goes to sleep, if it faints, it doesn't know where it is, what it is doing, who are all surrounding it. All those details are not available at all. You just think of it. So, the soul should understand that some extra things have been provided by somebody to make me active. So, I am active for 12 hours or 16 hours and I am becoming inactive for the balance 8 hours. Why I am inactive for balance 8 hours? I say that my structure is taking rest. Instead of that, I am saying I am taking rest. You don't take rest. Your infrastructure takes rest. You understand? It takes rest. It leaves one day or other. Is it not? So only once it leaves, you do not know where you are, what you are doing. You understand? Think of your close relatives. They were with you. Now today, where are they? How can you answer? Because their infrastructures were removed and they vanished in thin air. How can you claim? Where are they? How can you say? Can you say certainly they are here, they are there? You cannot say. So, you please understand, we are existing because of the infrastructure. We are existing in this world only because of our infrastructure. Once the infrastructure is removed, you are nowhere. Once your body goes, you are nowhere. You don't have address, you don't have a name, you don't have anything at all. People come forward to share your properties. If at all any property is there, people come after you. They are sharing their property, certainly deciding that you will not come back. Once the infrastructure is removed, you are not going to come back. Even if you are going to come back with a different infrastructure, you will not remember where you belong. You understand? Such a wonderful world. We are not wondering it. We are not wondering at all, because we think that our infrastructure will not be removed at all. We are very confident that we are not going to die. By word's sake, we will say, I am going to die one day or other. By word's sake. But do you realize? No, you are not realizing it. If you realize, your actions will be different. If at all you have realized that you are going to leave this world one day or other, then if you are realized, your actions will be entirely different. Because if you are going to realize that I am going to leave one day or other from my physical structure, then I will see to it, where will I go? How can I cling to that point? How can I clutch that support? So you please understand, the wisdom is only like that. Maturity level is like that. Some people are very conscious about that fact. Some people are not conscious. They are playful. You just take a child, 7 years, 8 years. You advise them, study well, then only you will be happy. Do you think that the child will take it in the right sense? No, it will not take it. It will think that always these old people are protecting. They are always preventing us to play, preventing us to enjoy. They are hurdles to our daily action. That's what they will think, isn't it? Why? Because of their immature wisdom. Likewise, great people are warning us. You are growing old. You are 45. You are 50. You are not going to be here forever. A day is going to come. Please see to it that once you leave this infrastructure, once you go out of, what are you going to do? Which support you are going to get? You please think of it. So make use of the infrastructure. How? The philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam explains in 4 stages. Can you call it as penance? Tavam. In Tamil it is called a tavam. I do not know whether the penance is the real correct apt word for the tavam. Tavam means penance, that is you are doing a righteous thing in a right direction. With the infrastructure, now you have started to use your infrastructure in the right sense, in the right direction. That is called the tavam. What do you mean by tavam? Tavam means using the infrastructure, using the tools given by the Lord to you, using them in the righteous mode. The right sense being used. That's all. There are hundreds of ways to spend a day. There are hundreds of ways to spend your money. There are hundreds of ways to spend your time. Is it not? Ways are open. Choices are heavy. Choices are hectic number of choices are there. Once you get up today, once you are awake, there are hundreds of things waiting for you to spend your time, to spend your money, to spend your thoughts, to spend your energy. But which way you are going to use your day? Which way you are going to use your energy? Which way you are going to use your tools? That is called tavam. How to use that day? How to use your lifestyle? How to use your infrastructure? How to use your energy? Okay, there is a livelihood always. I have to earn my bread and butter. Nobody is going to feed me free of cost. I have to earn it. I have to earn it for my dependents also. Is it not? There are some people dependent on me. They are depending on me. They want the bread and butter. I have to feed them. Then if you want me to do the penance, who will give them the bread and butter, and who will give me bread and butter? That is a very intelligent question. People think that it is the intelligent question, and they are asking intelligent question. Of course, you are supposed to work. You are supposed to work hard. You are supposed to earn. There is no doubt about it. Otherwise, God would not have given all these tools at all. God has given you all the tools, hands, legs, all functionary system, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and all those things He has given. These tools are given to work hard. Of course, you have to put efforts to earn your bread and butter. But we are not talking about that. See, if I am earning my bread and butter, it doesn't mean that I should not use my tools in the right direction. Use your tools in the right direction means you perform. You perform in the name of God. So first of all, you live for you, live for others. Render service. That is sariyai. What do you mean by sariyai? That is the first phase of the penance. Tavam. Tavathirudaiya முதல் நிலை sariyai. Nothing else. Saivam doesn't dictate you to run away to forest, to fast, to go without drinking, without eating. It doesn't expect you to make such things. Be here, but do all the things as service to God. Whatever you do, ஏகனாகி இறைப்பணி நிற்க. You do service. You do your job as a service. Wherever you are, whatever you do, you can make it a service. If you go to a temple, make the worship as a service. So worship is service, service is worship. That is the first phase. I go to temple. Why? I want to be grateful to the God who has given me the structure, physical structure. How can I express my gratefulness? How can I express my gratitude? By offering service, by doing service. I am in a job. How can I show my gratitude? You do the job as a service. So the first phase, Sariyai, means you extend service to the world, mankind, and to everybody. That is the first phase, Sariyai. There are 4 steps listed in the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam to make use of the structure so that your life becomes meaningful and you will reach the God. Once you reach the God, He takes care of you. You are in the hands of impurities. You are in the hands of impurities. He is trying to help you. What He expects is you want to be in the hands of God. Try to be in the hands of God. Try to be in the hands of Lordship. Now you are in the hands of Anavam-Karmam-Mayai. You are in the hands of them. They are having control over you. God is trying to make your wisdom some or other functional. To think about the fact and always the wisdom to be alert and understand the fact that one day or other I will conquer all the impurities and be liberated using the help extended by the God to me. You must have the determination. You should never forget that you are being helped by the Almighty. You understand? So the first step, what you have to do is, you have now physical structure. You are convinced that this physical structure is offered by the Lordship. It has been offered by me. It has been offered to me by the Lord. Okay, it will go one day or other. It will leave me one day or other. Before it leaves me, I will make the tools meaningful. I will make the life meaningful. I will utilize the tools in the right direction, and God will see to it that my actions are suitably rewarded. My life is suitably rewarded. You must be very, very conformed. Be conformed. Be conformed. Please. Whatever you do, if you do a good thing, there is God to protect you. Don't think if we do good things, we are not protected, we are not safe. No, don't never think like that. If you do things in the name of God, God has given me the tools. I am doing this service only because of Him. He has given me the power. He has given me the energy. He has given me all the help. Okay, I will do it in the name of Him. Let the good come or evil come, I will just rest them in the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Okay, so service is nothing but doing with the confirmation, determination that whatever I do on behalf of Lord Shiva. I do it for Him. He is expecting me to do this. He is expecting me to be a good conductor. He is expecting me to be a good driver. He is expecting me to be a good teacher. He is expecting me to be a good man, to be a good any work, any job. I have given you some examples. You take any job, you just think that this job has been offered by Lord to me and I will execute it on behalf of Him because He has given me the tools. So, utilizing the infrastructure for the service in the name of God is called Sariyai. Don't think Sariyai is only to go and offer service in the temple. Don't name it like that. If you do 24 hours by 7 service in the temple, do you think that you are in Sariyai? No. It's not like that. Of course, it is one of the services. If you offer service to the temple, it is one of the services you are able to give. Suppose you teach them some good things. You teach some people some good things. You lead them. You show them the good way. You preach them. If you do all these things, they are again service. Once again, they are service. So, service, rendering service is the first phase of the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam, the track, the first phase to reach God. It is called the Tavam. Tavathinuடைய முதல் நிலை சரியை. The first stage of penance is rendering service. Please remember, service by physical structure. Physical structure. You must be physically present. You must physically execute. That is called service. So, physical exhibition. Physically, you must do service. Udavaram. Physical service. Devaram solli tharudal. Physical service. மற்றவர்களுக்கு உதவுதல். Physical service. Helping others. Again, they are listed as Sariyai. Okay. Once the Sariyai, if you are very sincere and if you are executing the service, God alone takes you to the next stage of Kriya. You don't think that you yourself go to the next stage. No. God will nicely take you to the next stage. Kriya, performing puja. Performing Shiva puja. Definitely, of course. Performing Shiva puja. Performing Shiva puja not only involving the exterior physical structure but also the internal structure. There are some internal tools. Manam, Buddhi, Ahankaram, Sittam. Internal structure. So, involve them. So, thoughts are involved here. So, whenever you are doing a puja, it is very important that your thoughts are also present there. That is why it is, then only it will be called as Kriya. If your thoughts are not involved, you may be performing something, then it will get down to Sariyai. You understand? Sariyai should become Kriyai. Sariyai, service to puja, service to performing puja. Service to performing puja, the stage improvement involves the utilization of the Surshama Karanangal, that is your thoughts. Otherwise, it will get down to level 1. So, if you go to level 2, please understand there should be involvement of the thoughts, manam, heart. So, think, perform. Think of his greatness and perform. Think of his help and perform. So many helps here that God has helped us, given us. So many helps He has given us. You understand? So, all those helps you just remember. Those helps, remember. And express your gratitude. For those helps, expressing the gratitude, actually it is called puja. Puja is nothing but acknowledging the helps of the Almighty. Some people think puja means submitting requests. It's not so. I don't think it's so. So many vinnapam, so many request. No, not at all. The request you need not make, he knows. Why should you make request? If you make request, உன் கையில் பிள்ளை உனக்கே அடைக்கலம். If you submit a request, you are thinking that unless you make a request, God will not know. முற்றும் உணர்தல், he knows everything. He is omnipotent, omnipresent. So he knows everything without telling him, without informing him. He knows everything. He knows everything. So please understand the performance of puja amounts to paying gratitude to the Lord for what he has already given. That is the puja. So acknowledging, not furnishing the fresh request list. You understand? So now, because if you are going to submit your gratitude, if you are going to acknowledge the helps he has extended so far, and if you are going to acknowledge, then naturally your thoughts will be involved. Then only the thoughts will be involved. You understand? So performing puja is the second stage. First stage, doing service using the physical structure, external structure. Second stage, performing puja using physical structure and also the internal structure. In other words, thoughts to perform puja, Shiva puja, to acknowledge the help rendered so far by the Lordship, and to be expressing our gratitude for the helps. This is the second stage. See, once you are grateful, once you express, the basic thing what happens is your love blossoms and it grows. The only way to grow the love is to be grateful. The only way to grow love is to show the gratitude. How can I show love to my parents? How can I show my love to parents? If I am grateful to them, if I show the gratitude to them, then I am showing love to them, my parents. People say so much of things in words, don't do anything. If they don't come in actions, what the words are going to give? Words will not be useful, you understand. Actions alone will yield the result. So puja is the action. What action? The mentally matured act involving the thoughts to be grateful to the Almighty for the helps extended by Him so far. So far, how much? Innumerable, countless helps. Countless helps. You cannot list them. You don't remember them also. You comfortably forget everything what He has done. Because you are filled with the desires to be fulfilled in future. Since you have lot of desires pending, you don't remember the past helps extended by the God. Why we are ungrateful? Why we are ungrateful? Because we are filled with the desires. Since we are filled with the desires, we are always willing to quench all those desires, and we don't remember what He has already done to us. Get away from the desires, fresh desires, then you will remember those helps He has extended. Grow love, develop love. the love will make your wisdom mature. The love is the only medicine to remove the impurity from your wisdom. That is why by offering service using the physical structure in the first stage, you have developed your love to a little extent. That love has cleared to a portion the impurity in your wisdom. Now you are performing puja in the second stage. The puja is nothing but expressing your gratitude to the Lordship, and this again cleans more your impurity in the wisdom, and your wisdom becomes more mature. So after the first stage, after the second stage, the wisdom gets more and more purified, removed the impurity. So this is the process the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam insisting. The philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam says the purity in the wisdom should be removed. Then only you will be fit enough to enjoy the bliss of Lord Shiva. So I am feeding you with a lot of structures and ways and means. You should try yourself. You must try yourself. You must work for yourself in stages 1, in stages 2, so that the love makes your wisdom more mature. Love only makes the wisdom more mature. Understand? Okay. Now, after the second stage, you go to the third stage. Third stage. What is the third stage? Third stage says your external physical structure. What does it do? It is immaterial. It is immaterial. Your hands may be doing something. Your eyes may be looking at something. Your ears may be listening to something. But never mind. But your 100% thoughts are pivoted on a single thing. Your 100% thoughts concentrated, focused at a single target. Now in stage 2, you are using the thoughts partially. Along with the external structure you were using to offer the prayer. Now what happens is, now you offer your prayer, your acknowledgement, your submission of your gratitude by way of love. Now show it 100% using your thoughts without sharing anything from the physical structure externally. Only the internal structure. But please remember, you are still with your body. You are still with your body. You have not left your body. You are very well holding it. You are possessing it. You are still the owner of your entire physical structure. But there is a technique. It is being preached by the Guru, Lord Guru. He will tell you how to get detached from the physical structure, from external physical structure, how to get detached from it and to get pivoted on the thoughts, 100% thoughts, without sparing even a single thought to anything else, only to Lord Shiva. You think of his deeds, you think of his help, you think of his fame, you think of his might, you think of his name, anything, but let it be related to him. But thoughts, 100% thoughts, 100% Shiva. Thoughts. So it goes to a stage called Dhyanam. The third stage very much it amounts to dhyanam. Samadhi you need not go. Samadhi automatically, dhyanam rests sometime at samadhi and it comes back to dhyanam stage. So dhyanam is very important. Concentration, mental concentration, wearing away the physical consciousness, physical structure consciousness, withering away the touch of the whole prapancham world. Tungi kandar sivalogam. When you are asleep, do you have any connectivity in this world? No. You have lost all your connectivity, but still you are in the world. You are still in this world, but you have lost all your connectivity. What goes on in this world, you are not aware. You are not aware. Something is going on. Let it go on. When you are yoga, when you concentrate something, when you are in dhyanam, your respiration goes as usual. But in a different form, in a different format. You understand? Because of the different format in the flow of the air inside you, it brings you a vital new energy in your soul. That energy causes the wisdom to be clear. You understand something which you don't understand previously. You are not knowing it previously, now you understand. So these are all the stages. Don't get afraid. Don't lose your heart that we will not go to that stage at all. Never. When you compare with some people, you just think of your stage now. You are able to recite some songs, you are able to recite some sonnets, and you are able to perform some puja. All these things are possible now, and you are always thinking, you are spending so much of time on godly things. Is it not? Now your time has become useful. So don't think that you will not be able to come to that stage. It will automatically come. Iyalba varano, not by force. I cannot lift a fellow and put him in dhyanam or samadhi. I cannot do that. Can I do the soul? No, I cannot do that. I can put him from the ground floor to 5th floor. That's all I can do. But can I put his soul from the 1st chakra to the 6th chakra? No. Automatically it flows. Whenever your feelings grow, whenever your concentration grows, automatically it travels to the ajna. There you concentrate. Dhyanam means ajna. That's all. Dhyanam goes on in Ajnasthanam, here. Not here, not here. It goes on here. That is called the third stage. Fourth stage, Jnanam. Sariyai, Kiriyai, Yogam, Jnanam. That is the fourth stage, Jnanam. These four stages are given to use the physical structure given by God to reach Him. You understand clearly about Sariyai, Kiriyai, Yogam. Sariyai, Kiriyai, Yogam, Jnanam, Tavam, parents, it has been offered. These are all the four steps to use the physical structure, to reach Him. Once you come to the fourth stage, you are full of love with Him. When you are filled up with love, then everything is clear for you. Everything is clear for you. Nothing is permanent. It automatically comes to you. And you are certain where will you go. That is why you are not worrying. That is why people in the Jnanam stage, they are not worried about their death, their last days. They don't worry because they know where will they go. சித்துக்கு சித்தன்று சேர்விடம் வேறுண்டோ சத்தம் முதல் ஐந்தும் தன்வழி தான் சாரில் சித்துக்கு சித்தன்று சேர்விடம் வேறுன்றோ. Tirumular asks like that. Because people who have got Jnanam and they are in the Jnanam path, they are always listening to the Siddhantam, that is Ketal. Jnanam means what? Always listening to the relationship between the three entities. Pati, Pasu, Pasam, Pati, Ketal. Always conscious about their relationship. Sindhital, always thinking about it. Spend some time for hearing, listening to those Vicharam, Sat Vicharam. Spend the time. Then think of it. Think of only that thing. Ketal, Sindhital. Now, once you always think about it, the wisdom gets cleared. Wisdom gets cleared. God is always in your wisdom. He is always in your wisdom. Where He resides? Does He reside in my eyes? Does He reside in my ears? Does He reside in my nose? Does He reside in my physical? No. He resides in your wisdom. He resides in everybody's wisdom. That is where He resides. That is where He dwells. Nowhere else. He is there. If I say God is with me, God is in my wisdom. The wisdom is already being covered by the impurities. He is there. He is always there. Sir, the Anavam is there and God is also there. How is it visible there? Darkness and light, can they be in the same place? You may ask. You think of a wooden log, wood. Inside there is wetness and there is fire. Fire is also there, wetness is also there. Once the wetness is dried, fire will come out. Is it not? Likewise, it is there. It is always there in the wisdom, waiting for that. That is why Sundaramurti Swami says, மடித்தாடும் அடிமைக்க நன்றியே மரணே நீ வாழு நாளெல்லாம் தடுத்தாட்டி தர்மனார் தமர்சைக்கில் இடும்போது தடுத்து ஆட்கொள்வான். He is always there. He is there. கடவுள் நம்மோட இருக்கிறான்னா எங்க இருக்கிறான்? அறிவில் இருக்கிறான். அவ்வளவுதான். அங்கதான் விஷயத்துல தான். ஏன்னா only if he realizes, you are able to realize. அறிவித்தால் அறிவது தானே அறிவு. நம்முடைய அறிவு. So he is there. He guides you. If you want, if you don't want, don't guide me, I will look after my path. Then he, okay, go ahead. Whenever you feel calling me, call me. I am ready to come to your help. But I will not leave you. I will be here. Once you feel helpless, once you want to call me, call me. I will definitely come. Till that time, I will not come. Because you don't want me to come. Okay, I don't want your advice at all. Is it not? Sons are telling their parents, don't advise me. If I want, I will call you. Sons are bluntly telling their parents, don't always be advising us. We know what we have to do. We know. We are educated. We have more Q level than you. That's what they are claiming. Likewise, God is also there, waiting for our call, our real call. Then we are in some distress. We want to come out of that distress. We call Him. Once we call Him, He comes immediately. Help us. We are out of danger. Again we forget it. He is not worried. Because it is the nature of the soul. He very well knows that once the job is over, the fellow will forget us. Will forget me. But he knows very well. But still he comes, still he helps. That is why he is God. So God is in our wisdom. So Ketal, Sindithal, Telidal, be clear. And then you become one and one of Lord Shiva. Ondrudal, Nittai. So these are the 4 stages explained in the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam. With this, let me conclude this session, and I wish the grace of Lord Shiva be ours. Let him come as a guru to all of us, and let him help us to get out of the sufferings because of our mummalam, the 3 impurities, Anavam-Karmam-Mayai. Okay, now to conclude the session, I will chant the 5-lettered mantra 5 times. Kindly follow me. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Tiruchitrambalam. Once again, I have to acknowledge the great help, not only help, sponsorship, leave alone all those things. The mentality to propagate the philosophy of Saiva Siddhantam, even to the people who are not well versed with the Tamil. So let me thank Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan. And I also wish all the people who are hearing these sessions, let them be educated, let them be cleared by God's grace alone. I may be telling you so many things, but it is the God which clears, who clears our wisdom, and let God give His grace to all of us. Thank you. Tiruchitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.